And I'm curious then, because I mean, your adult career, I feel like, I mean, like you shot a little bit and then did you like take a break, or is it just you kind of backed away from it for a little while?
I would like shoot, and then I would like do a few months of like mommy raising my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then go back to shoot, and then for like a month, and then go come back and be mommy. And so that's how it's always been. And then I did kind of leave because of personal issues, like child custody battles and all this other stuff, all kinds of other things. And then I came back later, very later. Yeah.
Yeah. After
later.
After the I'll call it a growth spurt in your you know,
it is a growth spurt. Yes.
Well, and so your experiences then, even though, you know, you would kind of come and go from it, what, like, overall, did you really get into, you know, to being in the industry and doing it? Or was it more like, this is just a job I'm doing, I'm going to do it, have a good time, and then I'm going to leave and do other things and then come back?
I thought of it as just a job, just something that is allowing me enough time to be home with my daughter. It's allowing me enough time, like I can work for a little bit of time and then make enough to live on for a few months.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, because
now you don't get paid like that.
Yeah, because it's, well, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, and I don't know if that's been a result of the fact that there's so much more, I guess, competition with different types of sites. And then obviously now with you know, things like OnlyFans where, you know, they're just not, I mean, why go become a member of a website when, say, you have a couple of models that you prefer the most and you'll just subscribe to them so you can see all of their stuff exclusively.
Like it.
Yeah.
Hear you.
Yeah. So it's been, so in that sense, it's been more beneficial. But unfortunately with companies, I mean, unless you're shooting with like, you know, a top tier, like a Brazzers or something, you know, it probably, but I mean, would you say overall your experiences in the adult industry have been pretty positive? Or, I mean, aside from, you know, some of the stuff you were talking about earlier, like were the people that you interacted with, like your, you know, the other, you know, the talent you'd work with, the makeup people, the like directors, stuff like that, were they usually, you know, pretty nice to work with?
Yeah. The makeup people, I used to get mad because of that one thing.
Yeah.
But but they were pretty nice. You just go in there. A lot of them don't even talk. They just put your makeup on. And as far as the people who are like setting up the company, that they're setting up the whole thing, they're always really nice.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes there was some handsy people that, you know, they like, if the company was renting a home from somebody, they think that they could touch you because you're like in their big house and everything. Yeah.
That makes
it's weird.
That makes no sense. No. Touching somebody in any kind of a capacity like that, no. Just because they're in your home doesn't mean that you can like feel up on them.
It's weird. It's weird. Like, I always want to tell girls that too. I always want to say, hey, you know, if people are trying to get you to do stuff, that you remember they're only paying you for what they're paying you for.
Well, and
they're only paying you for in front of the camera.
I mean, I'll say this. It might make sense considering if these people are not actually in the industry, because you know, a lot of people in the industry, I'm sure, are very professional in terms of how they act, because it's, you know, it's a business. You want to be respectful of everybody there, especially the talent, because, you know, it's I
feel like they're more respectful now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure now just the you can't get away with the kind of stuff that you might have been able to get away with.
I hope that's it. I hope that's it.
Well, because nowadays, if there's any sense of, because you know, you'll see this across a lot of other industries, whether it was Hollywood or you know, even a lot of corporate things, where and this has happened. I've seen this, and you've seen this happen in the adult industry too, where people that act inappropriately will eventually basically get shut out from being able to do events, from being able to do things. Like, or if they host events, people will drop out and it'll just turn into, so it's like that, the market, the people will kind of set that straight and not let people like that get away with it.
You know what I noticed?
What?
I noticed the homeowners aren't really in the house anymore.
Oh, they aren't?
No.
I mean,
I think that's a good idea. Can you leave your house for a little while we pay to use it? Like, I think that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's
they leave towels for us and everything.
That's nice.
Yeah. You can use their shower and everything. They're all nice.
And I was going to say, because now, I've heard, some people will try to use Airbnbs to do it, to shoot content. And but Airbnb tries to make sure that you don't, because obviously they don't.
I didn't know that. That's cray cray.
Isn't that funny though? I mean,
that is cray cray.
It's funny. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you rent the home. I mean, if they're not going to be in there, what do they care? But then again, if they have like, home cameras, which I'm sure some of them do, to make sure you're not doing anything, bad or whatever. But yeah, it's just funny how they're I've seen like on their page or something that says like, don't shoot adult content in the house.
I wonder. That's that's something like, are they afraid that their house is going to be recorded and people will probably know that that's the location that you shot at if they stay there or something? Like, what? I think some of that might be it. I think though, some people might just have a moral objection to it and they don't want it happening. Right. There. So there's probably some of that too. The nerve.
So, well, and because I mean, it's funny because I know that there are, for instance, there are probably some homes and properties that are just always used for it, because you'll notice in certain scenes they're like, oh, I know that house, I'm very familiar because they shoot so much there.
That's the place that I was at last weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So
they don't want none of that.
No. But anyway, so it's good that, I mean, aside from some unfortunate people and situations that you had to deal with in the beginning, that your experience has been mostly positive over the years.